there have been some rumors circulating about The Batman Part 2, and I kind of wanted to address them because I really think people should be reeling in their expectations about what we're going to see in Matt Reeves' Batman universe. So these rumors are coming from a scooper by the name of My Time to Shine, and I mentioned that he's a scooper because we should be taking this with a grain of salt. It's not coming from any of the major trades. It's not coming from the studio. So maybe it's true, maybe it's not true. We'll have to wait and see. So the first tweet he put out went like this. The Batman Part 2 to film in March 2024, Clayface to be involved. And then somebody asked him, what do you know besides Clayface being in the movie? I know Robin is in it, Dick Grayson. And then he later tweeted, sources confirmed that Dick Grayson will be around 13 years old in the Batman Part 2. Right off the bat, we have Clayface and Robin being in the movie. Yay! I like Clayface. I want to see a live-action Clayface. Hey, the only live-action Robin we have is god-awful, so hey, maybe it'll be good this time. But I just wanted to come here and say that I don't think people should be expecting these characters to be how you would expect them to be. Because what people, and I've been seeing this on Twitter, what people just can't seem to quite grasp is that Matt Reeves' Batman universe is going to be ultra grounded. Okay? The Batman was pretty grounded, even more grounded than the Nolan universe. In fact, let's just read Matt Reeves' quote here. He did an interview with Little White Lies where he said, as grounded as Nolan's movies were, and they're fantastic, but for all of the realism, he still leaned into the fantasy. I think he made a great joke of it too with the whole idea that he could just disappear and reappear. So we have Matt Reeves that is looking at the Dark Knight trilogy and being like, that's some wackadoodle stuff right there, right? This trilogy that for a long time was renowned for being the gritty, realistic take on Batman. Matt Reeves is looking at that and saying, we're going to be even more grounded than that. Taking all of that, having seen the first Batman movie and hearing Matt Reeves' quote there, do you honestly think that this man is going to make a Batman movie with a shape-shifting clay man? Do you really think that this man is going to make a Batman movie where his version of Bruce Wayne is taking a literal child out to fight gangsters and solve gruesome murders? I just don't see that happening. If we do see Clayface, I think it'll be a lot more like the original appearance of the character. If you didn't know, the first iteration of Clayface is just a man who wore grotesque stage makeup that sort of resembled clay, but he was just a man. And I think if we end up seeing Robin, I think it'll probably be more of a situation where Bruce Wayne just adopts Dick Grayson. I don't think we're ever going to see a child Dick Grayson dress up in a Robin costume and fight criminals with Batman. I just don't think that we're going to see that. And if I'm being honest, I don't know that I want to see that in the Matt Reeves Batman universe. I don't know. There's just the whole feel of the Batman and the world as it's presented. I think it might be just a little too jarring to see a child out there fighting this version of the Penguin in the opening scene of the movie where Batman is there at the crime scene and this man has been asphyxiated. I don't know that I want to see Robert Pattinson taking Jacob Tremblay into that crime scene. It might just be a little bit too much. We are going to see a live-action Robin, though. The Brave and the Bold, the Batman movie that's going to be in the DCU. That movie is going to have a Robin, but my guess is that that movie is going to be a lot more heightened because it's going to be in the DCU, that it might not be as weird in that movie, but I just don't know if a child Robin really works in this Matt Reeves universe. That being said, I'm saying that I don't think it'll happen. I wouldn't mind seeing Matt Reeves sort of lean a bit more into the fantasy. Maybe don't have Clayface be a giant clay monster, but I wouldn't mind seeing a Clayface with a bit just have be a bit of a shapeshifter, you know? Um, you could really make some really gruesome imagery. Maybe make the Batman Part 2 somewhat of a horror movie. I think you could sort of play with heightened with heightened fantasy, in a way that still feels relatively grounded and that allows for Matt Reeves to play with the sort of the tone that he set in that first Batman movie. I don't know, like I wouldn't mind seeing that, but I just don't think we will. And I think people seeing this news and getting excited for, you know, what we might see in Matt Reeves' Batman universe, I think they're just setting themselves up for disappointment. Now, in order to advocate for the devil here, uh, there definitely were heightened elements to the Batman. For one, Batman was basically bulletproof. Not exactly the most realistic thing you've ever seen. He also had these high tech contact lenses that recorded everything. Not exactly the most realistic thing either. At least I don't think that that technology exists. Maybe it does. Maybe I'm stupid, but there definitely were heightened elements to the Batman. But again, where I will come back to is Matt Reeves is intending for his movies to be even more grounded than the Nolan movies. Just with that in mind, I just don't see him implementing a clay monster, Clayface, or a child Robin that goes out and fights mobsters and solves gruesome murders with Batman. And so, I don't know. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comments down below. Do you think I am wildin'? Do you think I am reading a bit too much into his comments? Or maybe you think that Matt Reeves changed his mind. Maybe he does want to embrace more of the fantasy. I wouldn't mind seeing it, but let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!